better than me, bro.
I want to call you a slur, but we have a podcast to do. Welcome to another glorious episode of Dots and Lines, where the Wednesday Warriors meet the Hard A's. I'm here with two of my closest friends to talk about anime, comics, and everything in between. Please introduce yourselves, fellas.
It's your boy, me, Connell. I was missing last week. I was lost in the forest in Michigan, but my friend Nas calls it drug forest, but it's called electric forest. Shout out to your boy.
Shout out Nas. Oh yeah, Des. Mr. Sniffles, Digga Des. His name is Desmond, and I do have a little surprise. Just a little quick hate since Justin was the hater of the last pod. Let me start off with saying, "Fuck Cooper Flag. Hope his potential is kind of like Sasuke, and he dies 3 or 4 times." I don't know who the artist is. Shout out to you though. I found it on Threads, but yeah, fuck Cooper Flag. So there you go, Justin.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna edit those F words out. Appreciate you.
Somebody tag Cooper Flag. No.
Shout out to Cooper Flag. I hope he has a great career. The NBA is treacherous, and you saw what they did to Luka, so don't get too comfortable.
Was Itachi in the picture? So yeah.
Tragic.
Speaking of tragedy, I'd really like to talk about Wonder Woman, absolute version, issue number 9. First off, did anyone else read it besides me?
Yes.
All right.
Beautiful cover.
Man. It is a great cover. Issue number 9, I think did a lot right. I thought the last issue was just fine, but it was a little bit slow, and that's fine because they had to, reestablish themselves after the former Tetracide arc and the mini arc of Hades. Real quick, Diana finds out from Dr. Poison that she can find another Amazon. That's what she's always been searching for. Unfortunately, it's probably a trap because she has to go through a labyrinth. And where you have a labyrinth, you have a Minotaur. She finally goes there. She meets the Minotaur. He's actually kind of chill. Just a chill dude with some horns. Fighting some manfish. Literally.
Yeah. Sounds like a weird lead up to like a orange and black website parody of Wonder Woman. But
hey.
Honestly, the book did a lot right with the use of her magic, which is not something we've really ever seen Wonder Woman do, but we're seeing it a lot now. We're seeing her dive heavily into the dark magic. She's using it for portals. She's using it to silence things. She's using it to teleport things from one place to another. Just handing out portals left and right. But the fact that she's still doing all that and still is on this like dedicated mission to like, I need to find my lost sister who I've never met, but is also like my lost sister. Great storytelling.
Yeah, and it's really cool because this is just the first Amazon she's looking for. Who knows how many are going to be out there? I do want to mention at the end of the issue, she finds someone, and it is not an Amazon. That is awesome. Go read the issue, guys. Yeah. Really good, super fun. Hayden Sherman is back on the art, and they are going bananas. There was some panel work where it looked like she was actually in part of a maze because, like, why not?
Yeah.
This book is the creme de la creme. I always buy 2 issues, one for me, one for my wife, because I want the A cover collection because I don't love you that much. Because it's just that good. The art is that good. The storytelling, the pacing, incredible.
Yeah, I am curious to see like what Dr. Poison's end is, like what the end result of like what she's trying to do, because she gave up the free game to. She didn't have to do that, but she did it, and we know it's a trap. But why? What's the why behind it?
Well, the gods are always conspiring, right?
That's facts.
So I'm imagining there's some shenanigans that she doesn't even fully understand.
Could you imagine if Dr. Poison is the Amazon?
That would be awesome. I'd like that a lot.
That'd be kind of crazy.
I would love that.
That'd be crazy. Okay. All right, never mind. All right. put the theory back in the bag. But we're gonna see.
We're gonna
But
see.
yeah, the art style is bananas too.
Hayden Sherman is so I got my tickets for New York Comic Con.
Mhm.
I just got them Wednesday. Let me tell you, I usually don't try to annoy people year after year. I'm gonna annoy him again for another signature.
Mm.
The art is too good, man. He's just on another level. He's hitting a stride. He's doing two books at the same time. He's doing that Batman Dark Patterns book and this at the same time.
Damn.
I
Insane.
actually liked the artwork in the Woman and the Tiger arc, the Hades one.
Yeah.
But seeing it go back to the original artist in this one, you know, I kind of rock with it.
Yeah. I will say, like, Absolute Universe, the artwork has been some of my favorite things about the books.
Hmm.
And I guess to little segue there, Absolute Martian Manhunter.
Oh man, let's talk about it, brother. Let's
Boy,
talk about it.
son. The artwork in this book, and even the way that they use their paneling is so beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
even like the what was it, like the Technicolor, like 70s 80s aesthetic, and with like it literally being hot as the devil's ass crack here, and then seeing that lead people to literal anger and violence, like, yeah.
People waking up choosing violence.
Yeah, art imitates life for real.
And we're actually going through an actual heat wave right now, which is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading this in my car, like, wow, this is a little too relatable.
Were you sweating while you were
Very,
reading it?
very much so. Very much so. But I didn't get into
Ain't no heat wave in Florida.
No, there's a heat wave, boy.
What you mean? It's like
we feeling it.
it's like 100 fucking degrees outside, or it was.
I know it's bad in Philly, yeah.
Yeah. It was a solid all day. It was a solid 95
Yeah,
all day.
It was gross, and it was like humid too. It kind of felt like the inside of somebody's mouth, and it was just uncomfortable.
Yeah, as uncomfortable as that White Martian made me feel at the end of this issue.
Oof. Yeah.
Quick synopsis. There's a heat wave going over the city. John doesn't exactly know why, but he can kind of sense, because he has the power to sense people's emotions now after the Martian incident, sense when things are about to erupt emotionally with the town of Middleton. He keeps going to investigate, and while he's doing this, he's neglecting his wife. Things get more tense at home. Turns out by the end of the issue, things come to a boiling point with his wife saying, just get out. There's something wrong with you. And there's 3 individuals who are probably possessed by the White Martian in some way, shape, or form that cause a whole bunch of explosions around town. And those explosions result in darkness. And we find out, spoiler, that all that light, bright fire stuff, that was a distraction, because now the White Martian in the darkness is about to really take over the city, which is spooky, right? Because he's already done so much damage, and now he's apparently at his most powerful or his most comfortable. What the fuck's about to happen now?
Mm-hmm. Poetry.
Yeah.
The bars.
Book's incredible. I mean, I glaze it because it deserves the glaze. I have not read something as innovative as this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember it like ever, and it keeps outdoing itself.
Yeah.
Actually, go ahead.
No, I was going to say this might be my favorite book to come out this year.
I wouldn't argue with you.
Yeah.
Can't argue.
Wonder Woman is my from the Absolute. But both of their dialogue is like kind of god tier. Like the whole Game of Thrones-esque, like speaking with the Absolute Wonder Woman of it all, and just how poetic Absolute Martian Manhunter is, with like all of the wording. I just read 3 on DC Infinite, and I finally got to the point where the White Martian says it loves a crowd, and like how y'all described it whenever we covered it, whichever episode that was. So it's just always poetic and well written. Both of these comics.
Yeah,
it is. Let me tell you something. Dennis Camp, who is the writer of Absolute Martian Manhunter, he is hitting a stride. To me, maybe I'm tripping, Phil. Reel me back in. That is similar to what Jonathan Hickman was rising to when he first hit Marvel.
Ooh, that's
Yes,
how.
Camp.
You're right though. You're right. I'm gonna let you cook. You spitting right.
Because hear me out. When he first came on with Secret Warriors, written with Bendis, it was like, oh, this guy has something. And then the Fantastic Four one, it's like, whoa, what are we doing here? And he wrote some stuff in the middle of there, Shield and all that. And then his premiere, I think when everyone was like, all right, this is the guy, was when that Avengers run came in. It was New Avengers. And it fucked everybody's heads up because it was a whole different way of looking at the Avengers. I don't think that Camp is there yet. I think he's right now at that reinvention of a lesser known character, which would be the Secret War stuff.
Okay, you said we looking at a pre-generational talent here.
Listen, his book, his image book, the Crisis book, incredible. Let's not forget what he's doing over there at Marvel with the Ultimates.
That's facts.
He's redefining these characters in very, very creative ways. I've never seen no shit like this. He's doing it in 3 different companies at the same time. Hickman wasn't doing that.
Yeah, Camp is going nuts.
He is.
Man, generational talent. Looking at Bron.
Shout out to him. But speaking of Hickman, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay.
Listen. I'm actually going to take this off the screen. Why is this Ultimate Spider-Man Eternal?
Is that the latest issue?
It should be the latest issue, yeah. Listen, whatever. Look, really good issue. Peter's back, and he's back in town, and Harry's alive, and he's alive, and they're about to try to reverse the things that messed up everything for their lives, literally. At the end of the issue, unfortunately, his son fucks up and he gets trapped by the Kingpin and the rest of the crime syndicates, basically. It's sad. It makes your jaw drop because, like, they have Richard by the balls. He thought he was texting Felicia, which he was, Black Cat, and she said she needed help. He rushed over to help her, even though Peter said, don't do it. Kingpin says, okay, Spider-Man, we're going to do something to you unless you help us out.
Damn.
Black Cat, blackmail.
Yeah. Shit ain't looking sweet for my sweet little spider boy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They're going to break his legs.
Whatever they're going to do to him is not going to be good.
Actually.
Turn that boy into a man.
I don't think we've actually covered Punisher being in the new Spider-Man movie.
Punisher being in the new Spider-Man movie is going to be.
Sorry, what?
Oh, yeah.
What?
They confirmed it.
What's his name?
John Bernthal.
John Bernthal's Punisher is going to be in the next Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Why?
I think this is news last week.
Did you just say why? Like he's not a definitive originated in Spider-Man?
No, I know that, but I'm asking what's the
I think they're trying to set up
because I would think
Mephisto part of it all.
You talking about Brand New Day? They better not.
We'll get into that the later end of the pod when we talk about Ironheart.
The movie's literally called Brand New Day, bro. So
that don't mean you had to do the Mephisto part, though.
Yeah,
but that's like the thing. That'd be like me saying I'm gonna make a movie about Gundam and then not have Gundams in it.
Well, they did make a movie called Age of Ultron that was nothing like the storyline.
But it had Ultron in it.
They did have an Ultron in it, yeah.
All right. We'll get into it.
We'll talk about Mephisto later on, trust me. Great issue, and Chichetto was back on the art, and it's always just a joy when he comes back on. Let me pull his cover back up again.
I thought you said Chichetto was on the art. It's
No,
like,
Mike Chichetta. My goodness.
yeah. I will say with the Spider-Man books, I am happy to see the father-son team up
Mhm.
because Peter's life has always been tragic. It has always been terrible. It's never been good. In any iteration of Spider-Man, even though this is not the best life he's ever had, but the fact that he has a kid and the kid is also doing Spider-Man things along with him, I don't think we've ever seen that, or at least not in
No,
the modern era.
no, we've never seen him be like a father and like raise an actual Spider Kid in mainline anything or any like long continuous story. It's been
Yeah,
going on for 18 issues.
fucks with it.
Yeah.
In Venom too.
Wait, when they introduced his daughter in the Spider-Verse movies, how new of a character was she then?
Well, so okay, so she was around for a period of time, but she was always in an alternate universe. An
Hmm.
Yeah,
alternate universe that like some people endear, but like it just didn't go anywhere.
yeah. They tried to
And
give her stories, but no one. People say they care, and then when the books come out, nobody gave a fuck. So it was
that's
like, what are you doing?
you're exactly right. You know them rappers that like people say, "Yo, I respect him," or "I respect him," and then they never sell a record. Me and my wife call them respect rappers. That's a respect character, respectfully.
Damn,
But
that's terrible.
because people like say, "Yo, I want to see Mayday." That's her nickname. I want to see Mayday. Make more stories about Mayday. They did the Renew Your Vows thing. Remember, I believe during Secret Wars time, and like no one bought the book.
Yeah,
That then y'all don't really care like that. And the book was
Yeah,
good from what I kept hearing. If y'all don't want to read quality shit with the character y'all asking for, you're not gonna get the character.
yeah. Stop asking
y'all
for
gotta
shit.
show up, man. Wednesday
Yeah,
Warriors, we need y'all to get y'all halls and show up.
Stop talking on the internet.
Mm,
yeah. We're
mm.
gonna talk about like that's a fact. That's a fact. We're gonna talk about sales and stuff later on, but we have to stick to the schedule here. And we've been dweebing out about comics for the past 20 minutes. So
I know
Digga,
what that means. I know what that means.
Digga, it's time to switch gears. Is there anything you want to talk about, my friend?
The finale, the finale, the
Mm,
madness of Fire Force, man. Listen, bro.
That
First
shit.
off, the K manga app has the 217 to 221 chapters of Fire Force up for free right now. So if you want to pick up exactly where the anime left off to figure out what the fuck is going on, because there's a lot of shit going on, you can read that for free. But Shinra goes with Inca through an Adola link through the past, and it gets the reveal that Phil mentioned in the earlier pod that the Fire Force universe is on top of our universe. You could literally see the author of the manga, pinning Shinra, and he's just trying his best to contain the madness that's supposed to be in this world. And it's all just relevant and meta because as these pillars are raising up through the earth, everyone's pyrokinetics are going to get a lot more power and in depth. What that means for the pillars, obviously, if y'all have seen it, Iris is a pillar. Like that's not even a spoiler anymore. Y'all should already have picked up on the hints. So yeah,
yeah,
Iris
it's thrown
Iris
in our face.
is a pillar.
Yeah.
Shimura wakes up with blonde hair, tattoos. We'll get that in January, but like I said, if you go read the free chapters, you'll get exactly why that is. Why he was basically essentially another person during the 3 months that he was gone.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm just excited because the second half is going to be so fire, man. All pun intended.
Ooh. But
Hater.
And there wasn't even any Tamaki. Like, what is there to hate right now?
no, I'm doing your pun. But honestly,
No.
Dad jokes without the dad.
yeah. Yet.
Yeah.
We don't know what they've
There
been
we
up
go.
to in Texas.
There we go.
But yeah, but all in all, the episode is gas. The fact that he went to the past / alternate like place, and spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it, but you should have seen it by now or read it by now. Figure yourself out. But the fact that he did all of that, and then we got to see it was giving vibes of the ending of Evangelion, the first ending of Evangelion. Have either of you seen it?
No, but I know it's been referenced to
It's
hell.
bad. It's bad. It is bad and it's weird. But it's hold on, wait, no, I'm making a point. I'm making a point, right? It's bad and it's weird because they ran out of money, so they had to figure something out to do. This was what I think they were trying. This is what they thought they were doing because this is done so beautifully and it's done
Yeah.
in such a timely way in such a time capsule without it being cheesy. Because normally when you see stuff like, oh, it's the real world and they're just cartoons and they're having an existential crisis, like normally it's cheesy and it's like, all right, no one really acts like that or talks like that or thinks like that. But the way that they overlaid the voice with everything, and the fact that they overlaid like the real images, but the images were slightly distorted a little bit, like they were
Yeah.
drawn with ink blots,
Yeah.
which is just like a chef's kiss. Like it's just small details that they put into like that part, which is what I think Evangelion was trying to do, but this executed it, performed it with Euro step, no hezzy shot.
No, I can't. I think you said it all, man. The distortions, the different images, like seeing like real actual people animated into this, it was all unnerving and odd. I mean, it's a manga panel. They're moving manga panels.
Yeah.
It was incredible. I the deeper layers of messaging in Fire Force have always been there, but they always keep it fairly light, so it's more shonen than anything. This was straight up existential crisis and what's wrong with the world.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the change of pace.
Yeah.
As a person that's been loving this season.
The only thing I don't understand is why Tamaki is there in the show. I don't get it because it's so good, and I don't understand why I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Every show has that one character, man.
Oh, not every show.
No.
Let's be fair. Not every show.
Every,
Not every show. As much as I love this show, we have to be objective here. The way they use Tamaki is kind of gross.
All right, so we got Pop Step in my Vigilante.
I don't like that. I don't like that either.
I mean, you don't have to like it, but the character is there.
Hold on, real quick. It's fine. It's fine. I get it. I understand it. Well, I don't get it, but like, it is what it is. Fire Force is still gas.
Yeah, Fire Force is still great.
Except for, that.
She hasn't even been in any other episodes.
Like but you had mentioned Pop Step. What's going on in Vigilante?
That is a great question, my friend. A great question.
I'm super far behind on it, so
I'm only one episode behind.
Yeah, Justin didn't get to see this one, even though this is the most dad episode of them all. We got Knuckle Duster is in a battle with the Queen Bee, who we find out revealed. Yeah, this sketch art is crazy. Who is taking over the body of his actual daughter. So Knuckle Duster's wife is in the hospital. Anime diseases, the Itachi disease. Fucking up his wife, and his daughter, who he ran out the house, because she wanted to follow her dreams, and he didn't really support it. Being a vigilante hero, he's just like, you should do something more productive, like that actually means something to society. So when he ran her out the house, she found the killer bee, and then they did the little merge, and that's why Knuckle Duster has always like seen who that was and try to like move in the background to try to neutralize her, and it's really great. Like, I can't sit here and talk about it too much because there are some reveals. The what's it called? Broker of the actual vigilantes of Shigaraki's crew. He is in this episode. He's been selling Knuckle Duster painkillers. So the fact that he takes painkillers like shows me like this man is quirkless. He takes regular like drugs to like not feel what's going on.
Yeah,
and that just adds to his character. To be honest, if you ask me, it's just really good. Like I don't want to undermine the dad part of it because, like I said, this quirk user is taking literally control of his daughter's body to to terrorize the town, and he has to find a way to neutralize the threat, but not overdo and kill his own daughter in the process. And he does. He successfully does. It's fireworks at the end. Like this episode was great. Pop Sep performs in front of a concert, so it's great. Vigilantes is great.
Yeah, Vigilantes has always been great. I can't listen. They have such a great core group of characters that they rotate between. Knuckle Duster is so much more than just a brute. And for those of my manga readers, let me tell you, he has a very tragic backstory.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's all tragic. With the wife and the daughter. But at the end, we see number 6. They introduce, who's going to be the main villain of the series now. I think his other name is Discard Man, and his quirk is kind of crazy. The reason why I said 6 is because if you all remember from My Hero number 9, he's basically 3 before that. So yeah.
Continuity.
Yeah. They tied in all together really well.
Shout out to My Hero, man. They're really hitting their stride.
Yeah.
This is perfect setup too for this season, this fall when the final season of MHA comes out.
Yeah.
When that ends, we'll look forward to more Vigilante.
Yeah. I think Vigilante will be a nice way to fill the void after My Hero ends.
Well,
we'll probably only get like 3 seasons though.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're not gonna get too much more. The story is fairly short.
Yeah.
Hey, 3 seasons is good though. Two more after My Hero is already done. That's pretty good. And we might get a movie or 2 in between then.
Yo, the streets is saying that they got 10 movies lined up. I've been hearing that for years, and they keep coming up on a movie like every other year. Like I think it might happen.
Oh, yeah. I just want to see the fight between All for One and One for All. Like, just give me that. I want that.
The one that broke his ribs. Yeah.
Yeah, give me that.
He didn't just break his ribs. He took out most of his organs.
Yeah. That's crazy. Couldn't Aerie reverse that? Never mind.
She could. They won't. She doesn't use her powers much when she gets older, remember?
No, but her horn was it depends on the size of her horn. So
yeah,
I'm not sure. Power. Yeah.
And the older, like the further in time it is, the more energy it takes. She has to accumulate mad shit. So to reverse something from 40 years ago, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess she could, but
she could give Deku back his powers, right?
Theoretically.
you finished the you're talking about the end.
Yeah. Theoretically, I guess, right?
I mean, I don't think so. Because if you reverse, well, spoilers. If you reverse Deku giving One for All, through the contact to Shigaraki, then you essentially bring back to life Shigaraki, and that's not a thing that you probably want to do.
I don't know. Let's not get into just.
We get into the weeds now.
Speaking of things that are breaking people's brain.
Ugh. That is.
This might be a contention of anime of the year too. Honestly, 1 season of this shit and 12 episodes.
Yeah,
bruh, this is Gundam shit.
So I want a quick breakdown, and then because I have thoughts.
You got 10 minutes. Go off. Pop
I'm not going to go for 10 minutes. I'm going to try to keep it. So after the events of last episode, Grandpa Gundam comes through. Grandpa Gundam is unfortunately not piloted by Amuro. It's Shuji. Shuji is trying to kill Lala that's in this universe so he can explode the universe. We find out that Lala isn't just traveling through different universes. She's creating them. She is creating these different universes. There's an iconic scene in Original Gundam where Amuro and Lala link minds deeply for the first real time, and then right after that, he kills her. And Char's there, things happen, blah, blah, blah. This show is insinuating that no, originally, Char tries to save Lala, and Char gets killed, making Lala have such a crazy breakdown that her new type powers create a whole nother universe in which she could find a timeline where Char doesn't get killed. And no matter what universe she goes to, whenever he fights the White Gundam, he keeps getting killed by it eventually. So every time she gets through that cycle of that universe, she creates another universe and another universe and another universe. They go through they show like 8 to 10 universes. Who knows how many times she's been through it. And each time she does that, Shuji has to kill her and restart the process.
Damn. So, question, was that the original Zeknova that happened with Char in the Gquuuuuux universe?
There's a lot of unquestioned. There's a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming no. But that makes sense now, putting into context why this is so different than every other timeline. Lala tried to find a timeline where he just uses the White Gundam. He doesn't ever fight it because he's the one piloting it.
Mm.
But because of that, this universe shouldn't be here and it has to be destroyed. And that's when we get the crazy fight that happens at the end.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, she got what she wanted, though. The whole reason for Suji to meet Machu was to Machu to give the faith and put the new type energy, trademark new type energy back into Lala. So, she did kind of get what she wanted, and Machu got to, get her day on the beach after defeating Grandpa Gundam. Like this shit was crazy.
I thought it was crazy. Spoilers, because the Gundam the community is incredibly divided by this. I'm going to tell you guys why. Because everything I said about Lala creating the universe, not traveling in them, it insinuates, yeah, the Gundam that you guys saw, that was the second version of what actually happened. It's insinuating that all of Gundam Gquuuuuux was a prequel. Because Lala had to find a different universe, and she went through this big journey and said, you know what, I'll go back to the original universe and just let him die. That originally this is what was happening. And then she went back and reversed everything.
So in the original universe, Char died. She's time skipping to try and find a universe where Char doesn't die.
Yes.
Fuck it, goes back to the OG universe, and she dies instead of Char.
Absolutely.
Oh, damn.
Because she just can't live with a world where Char's dead.
Yeah, so instead she's like 13th reason and gotta go.
100%. To me,
it's gotta be a season 2. It's gotta be.
And at the end, thank you for pulling up this picture, Des. Machu seems so confident in the fact that she's going to see Shuji again. Because Shuji didn't die, he just got isekai to another universe or whatever. To me, the deeper meaning of all this, and I could be just reading into it too much. Hey, Gundam fans, chill the fuck out. That's what it said to me. Like, chill out. The canon is great, but we have all these different universes. Let the youth be the youth. Let a new generation enjoy this. That's how I took it. Because it was all about a younger character following a different path and doing things unexpected as compared to what the protagonist before her had done. Right? Char comes to steal the show, and then he even kind of takes a back seat and is like, you know what? I don't need to do the same thing that I always do. Goes to a different land, finds Lala, and he's kind of done fighting.
Okay.
And any Gundam fan who didn't like this one just doesn't like feminism, bro. You got this. They don't like feminism. You got Machu being like the boss bitch, like main MC that I have ever seen in Gundam. Nan literally did the Nate. Some more dots and lines lore. Machu was like, yo, why are you fighting with the Zeon? Like, how did this happen? And Nan was like, I'm drunk. I'm driving. What do you want me to do? Literally the Nate, man.
Portables for days.
We'll explain that story one day. But I think it shows an incredible juxtaposition of someone. Listen, getting into the Gundam is literally a sign of a person in their youth taking action and trying to change the things that are happening before them.
Child soldier.
Child soldier, for sure. Child soldier, an excellent allegory for child soldier, or an activist, someone that doesn't like the things going on in their community. In the beginning of this, and hear me out here. In the beginning of this, Nyan is a person's being persecuted for being a space noid and being on a colony. Now, Machu connects with her very quickly. Looking back now, it's because she's a new type, and Nyan's a new type as well. So they probably had a mental connection that she didn't realize and felt her pain and sorrow. She jumps into the Gundam to fight the people that are causing this much dysfunction for a person that she's connected with, takes on that fight, and then keeps going forward in the story to try to change things, right? And that's the same thing that happened with Amuro. When Amuro was just a wayward kid, having his camp be wiped out by Zeon soldiers, he literally jumped in the Gundam and fought them to stop what was going on. I love Gundam, so I could talk about this all day. But I just want to say, I hope that people don't get all butthurt about the idea that maybe what they watched was a sequel to this and not the other way around. Let the kids enjoy Gundam. Let a new generation enjoy what you got to enjoy.
Right.
All my niggas new types.
Nigga, how's ya?
Oh man, I fucking love this pod, bro.
Why y'all laughing?
I love
yeah,
this
funny
pod.
as hell.
Sananju in this bitch tweaking.
But yeah, but since we're talking about endings, I feel very strongly about endings and things ending well. And when they don't end well, it aggravates me a little bit, especially when it's stuff that I like. And I really, really like Kaiju number. I really like Kaiju number 8.
Yeah, man.
It's a great ending in manga wise.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not over yet.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna see.
Kaiju number 8's ending in 2 weeks, fellas. If I'm doing my math correctly, it does not have long. I'm actually a little bit behind. So the last, he was fighting his ass off. Okay, he was fighting for his life. We'll see if Kafka makes it through, but I think this is actually kind of the perfect time for this to end because the anime is about to come out again. And the anime is just going to carry the sales as far as it wants to go because it's so hype.
Yeah. I think Kaiju number 8 is the first, or at least to my recollection, it's like the first manga where Unk is the main character. Normally it's like a teenager or it's like a small child soldier or it's like the old
32-year-old.
Yeah, but in this one he's like, he my age. I get it. His body's hurt. He need Advil at the end of the day. I understand. So
I concur.
I am excited to see, and I hope and I pray in my 8 Kaiju hearts that it sticks to landing. How do you feel about it, Desmond?
I feel like it came a long way. This was originally like a Shonen Plus type of deal. Like it was only digital for a while, and then I think even before the anime, they started moving it to regular Shonen, and it just got popular. And once the anime hit, to the moon. But that can definitely stick the landing. The main antagonist was the main antagonist. They get over that part of the story. Epilogue should only be like 1 or 2 chapters anyway. So if it sticks to landing like you're wanting it to, this can go up there as one of the best dark horse anime mangas of this new generation for sure.
Yeah, I would love that because Chainsaw Man stuck the landing, kind of, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's in that same tier too. I think that was digital as well. Those two were for sure were like the new upstarts of shonen. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that they both ended around the same time as the older ones like My Hero and stuff like that. So what is shonen going to rely on now? We do have thoughts on that. Kachi Baku, Ultra of the Flames definitely might be up there. Ichi the Witch. Yeah, that's getting burned. So shonen still has. What's up?
Y'all been keeping up with those?
It's funny.
Ultra of the Flame.
On my flight, I actually caught up with all of Ichi the Witch and
Gas.
Okay.
Yeah, it's incredible. I almost cried last issue.
I'm gonna have to put that into the rotation. That and Ultra the Slim.
Yeah, Ultra is like chapter 6 or 7, so I could like one volume by now, so it's got his legs going.
I was behind by 20 issues with Itchy the Witch, and I've read through all of them
in one flight. Damn.
Fucking like from Vegas to here. Yeah, it was like 5 hours.
Nice.
Yeah, 5 hours is a long time.
That's facts.
Goddamn aeroplane.
Yeah. But speaking of things not ending but stopping, I unfortunately want to report that Absolute Martian Manhunter is going on hiatus.
Play the violins. Press F in the chat to pay respects.
And I am sad because the book's doing so well. And thanks, Kat.
Yes, thanks, Stardust.
Yeah,
showing you. She's trying to negate the hiatus, man. You can't the spell speed is not fast enough. It's already in effect.
It's already in effect, bro. Sorry. No, but I'm really sad about this because the book is so good, and you just heard me glaze it for like 5 minutes straight. Originally, it was only supposed to be 6 issues. DC saw how the first issue sold like 140,000 or something ridiculous like that, and said, "Fuck this! We're gonna keep it going 12 issues." I'm sure that Javier Rodriguez, because listen, artists have to get paid. Let's put that out there. They have to get paid. They probably only paid him for 6 issues, and because he's a man with a family probably and a life, he had other work lined up, so he could like live the rest of his life. And then they pop back up like, "Yo, you trying to do 6 more issues?" And he's like, "Yo, I'm already locked in for XYZ. Like, I literally can't do it right now." And because DC didn't understand or didn't have the vision to just book this for the full 12, we have to take literally months off so that way he can finish doing whatever he's doing.
Dang, so 5 is on hiatus, or are we going to get the hiatus starting at 6?
I imagine it's starting at 6. I imagine.
Because they already got the covers and shit for it, right?
Well, that don't mean shit.
Yeah.
That don't mean shit. Like, they can whip up a cover in a night.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so
Shall see.
That being said, that goes back to what we were saying before, people. Pre-order your books. Show up. Like, listen, I know people are like, why do this book get canceled? Why do this book get? Because y'all didn't buy the shit. I'm sure that they didn't expect to get as many pre-orders last second as they thought, because everyone knew about the book 3 months in advance. I pre-ordered it because I was like, well, the first 3 were so good, I'm not going to mess up. I know people were like, I'm not reading no fucking Martian Manhunter. And because of that, they couldn't extend to 12 issues quick enough. And now we have to wait months. I don't know how long to get the rest of the story.
Damn, I really was that nigga too. Like, I remember vividly hating on this. I was like, "Yeah, she killed him off, bro." Shit.
Gas, goddamn.
Yeah,
but no,
I was hella wrong.
But like now we know. So like, don't distrust Dennis Kamp again. Don't disrespect my dog. You know what I'm saying? And when you see an initiative doing good, doing the stuff we keep talking about as comic book fans, why don't they do something original? Why can't they just make a new line? I want to have primo art on my blah, blah, blah. And they do all that. Support it. End of the story.
Ball game.
Yeah. Speaking of alternate universes, let's talk about this together. I want to have a discussion about this.
Ooh.
Zach Davidson, who is the ghostwriter for Ultimate X-Men, ghost collaborator, whatever you want to call it. He sent out a tweet recently that said that the Ultimate Universe was supposed to be ending after issue 12 of the second round of books.
Nani?
What the hell? I did the math real quick, and it looks like that would line up for like a couple months after when the Maker would show up again. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you're gonna leave it on a cliffhanger?
It could be one of two things. One could be like we just talked about, them trying to drum up like interest in it, so they can continue making the books. So if you do that, and then did he delete the tweet or does it still exist?
Oh no, he deleted it. Marvel said, "What the fuck are you doing?
Mm.
You got a lot of nerve."
So that could be maybe there was a gap in his contract, and he was like, "Well, actually, I need to eat, so let me show you a little bit, just to." Because think about it, like we're talking about it right now.
Yes.
And we're already like, all right, I need to know how we get from here to there. And that was just off of a tweet that no longer exists anymore. So, I mean, it did its job if that was his intention on being like, I'm going to jump interest real quick and then delete it.
That is a way of looking at it. This is how I feel, right? Mm-hmm. By the way, I did the math again. Ultimate Wolverine is on issue 6. 6 more issues. That'd be the final issue 12. This is on issue 18. That'd be issue 24. So everything would hit 12, and then boom, the Maker is supposed to be popping up around that time from the city. So it lines up with what he's saying. I think that goes back to pre-sales and things like that. I remember a lot of people talking shit about Ultimate Invasion. I don't know if you guys read that. Ultimate Invasion was basically set up for the Ultimate Universe. And I was very excited for it. Many people were not, and were kind of swearing off of this Ultimate stuff. And then it came out and everything was a banger. Look at that. I think that Jonathan Hickman, based on the sales information he was given, probably set an exit plan for 24 months. So that way he could get done with what he wanted to do with Ultimate Spider-Man. And then if they wanted to, if the Ultimate Universe was a fail, they could just exit that line and he could work on the next thing. Because Hickman has he's specifically said that he doesn't do like little things anymore. When he's brought in for like big guns. They expect big sales and big ideas.
Talk your shit.
So, and he's earned that. He created the greatest
name.
comic book event of all time. Yeah, Secret Wars 2015 is going to go down in history. It's going to be the greatest.
Yes.
I feel like it's unfortunate that this is written with the end already in mind so early, because to me that means that people are going to be writing beyond that frame. And I've seen what happens in the Krakoa era when people start working past the frame that Jonathan Hickman has written them for.
Well, and Des, I want to hear your thoughts on this in a second. I think it's also just, it's like no one wants to follow the headliner. No, not the headliner. No one wants to follow it's the headliner, right? No. Yeah,
the headliner ends the show. Yeah. No, the headliner begins the show. My bad.
Sorry. No one wants to follow the main act. Yeah, like no one wants to follow Beyonce. I don't want to go after her. The stage is done. I don't want to go out there. Why would I do that? Why would I do that to myself? And I think you come across a lot of that, especially reading what happened after the Krakoa era, is people trying to like subvert expectations and do different things because it's like I got to be different now because I just followed a god tier run.
Yes.
So you're gonna get that where people are trying to one up the things that he did, but they're not as good or talented as him. So it comes across as like lazy and sloppy. However, I want to say it is good to write with the end in mind, because when you don't write with the end in mind, that's how you get Game of Thrones season 8. That's how that happens.
Sure.
You're just making shit up as you go. However, you have to at least write with a loose plan in mind of how you want to get to the end and then what happens after that. And I think having a definitive, like, this is where it ends, doesn't do that. But if it's Jonathan Hickman and they've given him the green light for like, all right, you get more after this, then that's cool. But if it's like, I do this and then I'm on to something else type shit, and I'll let the other writers figure it out, we've seen how that works out.
Yeah, we've seen that. We've literally seen that.
Exactly.
I'm saying that as someone who's like liked more of the end of Krakoa stuff than a lot of other people, but like, you know, it was obvious that like there was some spinning of the wheels going on, you know.
House of X and Powers of X is goated.
Oh, for sure, undeniable. But yeah, it's. I know Jonathan Hickman. He's quick to ditch and run because we've seen him do it. For him to, we don't know this for sure. Hopefully, I'm wrong. But for him to have like a hard like out right now, I don't know how that's gonna bode for the rest of the Ultimate Universe. You know.
Yeah.
Because if he has this specific plan and the plan ends whenever the maker comes out of the city, I hope that someone's creative enough to figure it out. But like, this was created by arguably the greatest writer of our generation. I don't know if another one of those is going to walk right through the door.
Unless this is just the first arc of what the thing is. Because you got to think about it. His Avengers run, what took place over like 3 different arcs.
Yeah, but he was writing the whole thing.
I mean,
and I remember him specifically saying during a Comic-Con interview that he would never do something like that again, like writing 2 books and like having this big crazy thing that has to write for like years on end.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
think he's gonna stick to only Ultimate Spider-Man and just keep it pushing. I swear. If he even finishes that, like I could imagine him hitting 24 and be like, okay, that's my story.
I'm done. Somebody else take this shit. That's interesting. What do you think, Des?
I feel like most of the Ultimates by then would have already ran its course. What are we on, like 13, 14 of Black Panther? You know, it's been going on since last year, right?
16.
Yeah. So, 6 more of that. Even if you are introducing, well, not introducing because he's been mentioned already, but if you're bringing in the bad at that point and then ending it, it does kind of set up everyone else for failure, and that kind of does suck for anyone who's invested, 18 months of it, and then you're trying to see, the same person have that same continuity, finish it, with the same legacy and tier of writing style that they're usually known for, and it just gets handed off to whoever, because Marvel didn't make sure that he was
was locked in.
Yeah. So
make sure you're locked in.
It does suck. I kind of compare it to like Berserk is definitely a different circumstance, death, rest in peace to him. But, so someone else finishing the story is just like, he did give them the blueprints of how to, go about finishing it. I'm not sure if that's what's going on in this case, but it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
I just realized something as we were talking, and I said, hey, we don't have another generational writer knocking on that door. Deniz Kamp is literally writing Ultimates right now. Literally. Listen, bro.
That's a good pass to off.
There's a passing of the torch as that is fucking LeBron and Kobe.
I'm praying to the comic book gods. Please, Deniz.
Wow.
Please, if they ask you, bro, helm this for like 2-3 more years, do it for me.
This could be his event
for the culture.
Do it for the culture, bro.
This could be the start of the generational run. If he does this and lands it,
it's really in the middle of his.
Yeah, things are coming full circle here. Oh my god.
Calling it right now.
We're calling it right now. When he announces the next step plan for the Ultimate Universe, I'm putting this clip back up.
Yeah.
Hey, chill. I'll put the clips up right now. No, you good. I'm just talking shit.
That's really full circle. That's kind of what we started with. That's where
we still are on Marvel, actually.
Yes, we are. Yo, y'all trying to go to the hood real quick?
You got to the Sev? Let's go to the Sev, man. Old times, man. More Dots and Lines lore.
He looks like he belongs in High School Musical. Continue, go off, my bad.
Chill, bro.
We're together, Mephisto, and you know that we're gonna take souls now. Listen,
Actually,
Ironheart, episodes
his
1
acting.
through 3. For those of you who may have not have watched, don't believe the racists. The show wasn't the worst thing that happened to Marvel. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Seeing some weird, corny dudes with not a lot of life just bitch about a character that they barely know. Get into the review real quick. Issue 1, a lot of setup. Riri gets kicked out of MIT for basically helping people cheat. She needs money. Episode 2, she runs with a gang, essentially stealing from corporations, and things get deep. By the end of episode 1, I forgot to mention this, she uses her brain and some AI to create a more functional AI to help her pilot the suit. Suit's name is Natalie. Long ass anagram that I don't remember. She's great. But she's basically the talking head to her. She's the woman in the chair. She's someone that she can speak to because, like, she kind of seems isolated. Episode 3 is where shit gets real quick. I don't know where to start with it. Okay. They go on a run. She tries to get a piece of that cloak that the Hood is wearing. The Hood is clearly the leader of these guys. Because she's trying to do that, she sets off an alarm. The alarm makes things go left. A whole bunch of the gang that she's running with gets trapped and they're almost dead. While Riri's trying to run around and escape all this, one of the gang, Homeboy's lieutenant, tries to kill her. She dips out, lets him suffocate to death. It turns out that the Hood has a literal consciousness, and by the end of the episode, when Riri looks like she's scot-free, the Hood is talking to him on some weird Mephisto shit, and it's alluding that it's telling him that Riri did this, and they're going to try to kill Riri. That is the long and short of it, with some cool stuff in between. Episode 3 was awesome. Episode 1 and 2, to me, kind of slow.
It sounds good. Sounds like a Marvel TV show. I don't understand all the I do understand all the backlash because racism.
It's racism. And can I say real quick, I'm tired of dancing around these dudes. I'm tired of, like, I don't engage with them online, but this is our platform, so we can say whatever the fuck we want. I'm never going to talk to you in the comment section. I'm never going to try to show you the best side of us and how we deserve to be here. It's a show with a black girl. Get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
Idiot.
And like, I fight niggas, so
I'm not fighting these niggas. I'm not giving these niggas my, like, I mean, we're inundated by these losers all the time.
Yeah.
They're trying to tell you that you shouldn't watch this show because of their own insecurities and racism. And I'm not doing it. Like, I was having let me get off this.
No, Nah, go off, pop off. Say what you was about to say.
Listen, I was having a talk with our friend Roman, who's, controls things behind the scenes, about how
that's shout out to Rattlesnake Agency, man.
I was talking to him about, like, Phil, you probably remember this. There was an age during comic books where everyone in the comic book medium was just getting shit on. Didn't matter how good a book was, how bad a book was. People online were just shitting on comic books. Manga readers who never read a comic book in their life, you'd find them in comment section just shitting on comics. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And it wasn't until COVID, when everything shut down and the grift became shitting on other things in media, when all that negativity went away and the only people left were people that, like, really actually gave a shit about comics. Mm-hmm. And then they kept putting out good product because there was good product coming out. Boom, the comic book industry had a great surge. I think comic books are in the greatest place that they've been in like 10, 15 years because the weirdos that flooded in from the movies and the TV shows and comic book gaining popularity, the troglodytes, the chuds, the fucking dorks, the basement dwellers, they're somewhere else now. Now it's just people like us that actually enjoy this medium.
Because she didn't call herself Iron Man Jr. She didn't call herself Iron Lad. She called herself Ironheart. Just the same way James Rhodes is fucking War Machine. Like, they're different identities, they're different people. And for people's takes to be like, well, I don't like this because, and like they try to compare it to like the first Iron Man movie, and they trying to say that she's just like gifted with all this stuff, and like she didn't earn any of the stuff that she had earned. Tony Stark didn't earn his genius either. He just was a genius. He was just smart. And he also had resources. He had money. And yes, he built the first Iron Man suit with a box of scraps in the cave and shit. But after he got back to Stark Industries and he took a shower and shaved his face, he was using that $1 billion engine to build a better suit. So
yeah, man. Go ahead.
It's funny
Devin.
you mentioned Iron Man 1 because Stane's son is in this show as well. So there's a lot of
Connective
street
tissue.
levels. Yeah, there's a lot of continuity. There's a lot of street level setup. I wouldn't consider Mephisto a street level person, but we've been getting Mephisto Easter eggs and rumors and whispers since Agatha, since even before Agatha, since the first Scarlet Witch series.
I hope it's not Mephisto.
WandaVision. I mean, he's definitely. It's if you watch the
It's
first 2 episodes, it's like, oh yeah, he's in it. But then by the 3rd episode, you're like, oh yeah, 100% in there. There's no denying it. Like it's going to happen.
Marvel has like 2 tricks, and they're like, all right, we're gonna keep spinning on it, and that's it, and that's all they do.
Well, lately the trick has been mentioning it but never doing it. But like now they're like actually doing it.
Yeah. The entity that he's talking to at the end has got to be Mephisto. If it's not at this point, then they're pissing in our face and calling it rain. It could be who?
Their mom.
Well, in the that's the comics wise, is where he gets the hood from what I'm hearing. But the way that it's set up, like, you know, mentioning of souls and you know, just a darker element of like selling your soul, like how the Brand New Day storyline is part of it. Like, yeah, it's definitely got to be Mephisto, and how they did the illustration of the episode, I believe 5. Chaos is a whatever a glitch they call it. One of the letters, the M is styled like as Mephisto. So yeah, it has to be.
If it's not, it's actually getting disrespectful. So
it's still not even like that in the comics. He just be making deals and shit. Their mama was that nigga. Like, he'll pull up and throw hands. I don't know if you're reading One World Under Doom, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I am not. I might, but I'm not going to be buying it issue to issue. That is going to be a Marvel Unlimited read.
I agree with that.
Good luck with Marvel Unlimited.
It's not fun waiting 3 months for one book.
Yeah.
It's not fun waiting 3 months for anything, my nigga. No medium. Yeah, never mind.
But also, all in all, I guess the last point I'll make is that niggas online are weird, and these are niggas who have never had a platform. No one has ever gave a fuck about anything they've ever said in their life, and now they get an opportunity to shit on something, and it's popular to shit on things, whether they be good or bad.
Yeah,
and to inject racism in it, just for the sake of injecting racism in it, is weird, and it's not gonna get you bitches.
You're gonna get no bitches, bro. And let me tell you something. It's disingenuous, that argument that they have about like replacing characters, bro. Thor has been replaced with a random white dude 3-4 times. Okay.
Yeah.
I never saw any of them bitch and complain when Frank Castle occupied War Machine's suit and was War Machine for a while. That's a direct race change. You know what I mean? Bro, come on. Like, it's literally just the fact that you see a black person, and that's corny. That's whack. That's why. Listen, that's one thing I want to do with this space. I want people to be happy and just come as they are, because there's going to be some kids that are going to be interested in Marvel and interested in DC, and these weirdos, these gross people, are going to push them away from being negative, weird, and bigots. I'm not with any of that shit. No one should be.
I'm not with the goofy shit. And just know, if I see them niggas in public, smack niggas. No,
if they saw me in public, they would
smack snot out y'all niggas.
Right. If they saw me in public, they would cross the street because they'd be too afraid.
Oh yeah, that's facts. They for sure would cry. Oh, black man.
Right. Fuck out of her. Episode 3 was great. I think if you can get through the first 2 episodes, because it's not like terrible, it's just like it's like setup. It's like, oh, first 2 episodes, if I had to rate them, I'd be like they're like a 6-ish.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, whatever.
It
Episode
felt
3
like it
is
was
like,
trying to be
whoa.
a movie,
Yeah.
like how they do the three episodes into cinematic parts, except for
It was
each of them are all 40 minutes.
It was supposed to be a movie, right? Or are we still
No.
getting Armor Wars or nah?
No.
No more
I don't
Armor
think
Wars?
so. No, I
Quietly
think they canceled
canceled.
that.
Okay, so yeah, so this was supposed to be the movie, but
I
here
don't
we
think
are.
it was ever supposed to be a movie.
What was Armor? I thought Armor Wars
Yep.
was supposed to be her story.
No, that was James Rhodes' story.
Yikes. Well,
Yeah.
well,
Shit.
No
Well,
longer.
well, fuck. All right.
Yeah, I hope 4, 5, and 6 do a great job as episode 3 did, and we just keep getting good content.
Oh, he about to charge up. Listen. Natalie and Riri basically kill the Hood's cousin. Yes, on some Kanye. I gave my cousin head. he is out of here, boy. You Justin, you introduced him as a lieutenant, but that's his cousin.
That's his cousin. You're right. You're right.
His cousin is gone. So
That's
Hood about to turn up. He about to turn up, man.
You know it was cold when the Hood asked Riri, like, yo, go look for him. And she goes in the air and just like watches him suffocate, like, oh, he's not moving and he's in a room.
She hit him with it. That's crazy.
That's
crazy. She tried to help look for him, knowing damn well that she was the reason that he
Yo, that's cold. That's cold.
Yeah, man.
He was like,
She
I
has
could save him. Or
well, he was about to kill her though, like straight up murder. So
yeah, but let him drown or
no,
something.
he suffocates. Yeah, suffocate.
Dog, do you know how terrible of a death that is?
That's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, like what? Like, what?
That's rough.
She was like, you struggle.
But he was, I don't know, he was just too on it, bro. Like he needed to go for real.
Yeah, when he slammed what's her name's face into like the table just for trying to touch the Hood, I'm like, oh yeah, he definitely got to go.
Yeah, he off. Dude was off.
Yep. All right, recommendations.
Man, you guys go first because I gotta grab this book real quick.
In a pile.
What?
I mean, I'm gonna recommend again that y'all read chapter 217 to 221 of Fire Force. So much of that needs to be explained. If you really like cliffhangered by the end of like what's going on with Shinra and like at Fire Force, like just read those chapters. Like you'll get Iris in it, you'll get the Adola, type of what that means for the other persona. You'll get the Infernos that are about to rise up. A nice little backstory with Benimaru and his teacher, adopted father. So it's a lot in there. Arthur is a smart dumbass still, like what knowing what's going on with Shinra. So just go ahead and read that. It's free. Like I said, K manga, Fire Force 217 to 221.
My recommendation is 2 recommendations. One is Kaiju number 8 because it is wrapping up.
Yes.
But I recommend everybody watch it. Justin, why are you aura farming right now? What are you doing?
That's oral.
You're setting up for some shit.
I'm not. I'm literally just chilling, listening to my nigga.
All right, Piccolo. I see you.
It's crazy.
That is his father. That is Gohan's father.
That is true. That is true. And then the other recommendation is Kagurabashi. It is great manga, and I really hope it gets turned into an anime made by Mappa. So
I think it is confirmed. I just don't know the studio.
I hope it's made by Mappa. Or
Bones is kind of fired too now.
Who made Demon Slayer?
Ufotable.
Yeah, Ufotable.
Ufotable with a Demon Slayer budget. It's not gonna get a Demon Slayer budget, but it needs one.
Wow.
I would, yeah. All right, those are mine. Justin, bring us home.
Ah,
The hiatus book. Yeah, go ahead and catch up.
Hiatus,
catch up.
hiatus.
Catch up while y'all can, okay? This is literature. This is going to be talked about for 10, 15, 20 years from now. The way that they deal with trauma, emotional baggage, discomfort in your community, not trusting yourself, psychological disruption. This book is incredible. Absolute Martian
Self-talk.
Mayhem.
Yeah, all of it.
All of
The
it.
ability not wanting to express yourself and communicate. Yeah.
I've never been. You want to know what I realized about this book? This book has me on edge pretty much every issue.
It's
Every
not a
issue, I'm like,
battle.
what's gonna happen? Like, I'm kind of uncomfortable for
Yeah,
a book to do that to me.
And not be a battle like comic, like like
Mhm.
it's very less superhero of all the absolutes
I don't think we've
so
gotten.
far.
I don't think we've gotten any fights. Like we
Except
gotten
for like
fights
race
between
riots.
people, but like
Yeah.
not super powered fights at
No.
all. It's more. It's very cerebral,
Yes.
which is literally the best power that Martian Manhunter has. So, oh shit,
It's hitting you now.
damn, damn,
Yeah, bruh.
damn,
Welcome back, Perp.
damn. That's crazy.
It hit him.
That might be one. Whatever the comic book equivalent of an Oscar is, this book needs to win that. Whatever the fuck that is,
Oh, those are words are coming up actually.
Eisner's.
Yeah.
it needs to win a fucking Eisner. I will vote for it. I don't care what I gotta do.
Voting ended, my friend.
Yes.
Wonder Woman is up for a nomination too. So
I
hopefully, yeah, we'll cover it. We'll cover it in the pod, y'all.
I will
Yeah,
kidnap one of the judges if I have to. I'll make it work. Okay.
Tied her up
Doesn't
because
mean
she
that.
precious.
Please, that sounds like a
'Cause she-
terrorist threat.
Shout out to Mashu and Luffy, man. Shout out to all the terrorists out there.
Shout out to all the terrorists out and the
I have
child
to end, I have
soldiers.
to, no, I have to end this recording.
W all the terrorists in the chat.
Tee.
Shout out to all the child soldiers.
Okay, bye.
Oh man.